Teo and Tea are like twins. And I like the idea of these two characters, almost the same, but one female, one male. And it's actually the story of two characters conveying the feeling of love, how when you meet the other one with the expectation that could be the right one, and with the idea that it could last maybe 1 month, maybe 1 year, but maybe forever. And the album describes the different steps of a relationship. It's not anymore money or celebrity or power or even sex. What gives you happiness is the idea of love. And I think that everybody, wherever you are, I mean, has an almost deep desire, almost an obsession to find true love, to find the other one, to find her Teo and his Tea. This album is probably one of the most dynamic albums and also one of the most rhythmic. Probably that conveys a state of mind I was during the recording of this album. I've been inspired all along the composition of the album by this David Lynch movie called Wild at Heart. And in a sense, the cover carries that kind of feeling, the kind of modern, trashy kind of Romeo and Juliet. And that inspired me a lot for creating these two characters. And in the first video, actually, it's the beginning of the story where Teo and Tea are chasing each other and trying to plan to who is going to get the other one. And it's a kind of fun, trash love story in a sense. I would like that people would listen to this album like you charge a battery, and to charging your own battery to freshen your mind and your body. At the same time, a rich man can help a poor man. I think that a happy man can help an unhappy man because he has something to give. And I think that this idea of everybody looking for the other one, girl or boy, or searching or the quest for her Teo or his Tea, is probably what I try to evoke in the album in a fun and dynamic way, with lots of dance floor beats and also more sensual tracks. It really worked in a different way this time by trying to work with a small setup, hardware setup, with real keyboards, if I can say so, because the past few years I've been really involved in the virtual way of doing things only through computers and sequencers and virtual synthesizers. And in the case of Teo and Tea, I've been really privileged to work with prototypes that some companies gave me, and I like to be surprised by new gear, by new instruments. It's obviously a kind of dialogue between the instruments and yourself. Been really involved in 5.1 technology. Actually, Aero was the first album ever being entirely conceived, recorded for 5.1. It's something fulfilling a dream I've got for a long time, since I was a student at the Music Research Center in Paris, where we used to work in a studio surrounded by speakers. And when I went into the music industry in a recording studio for doing albums, I've been quite frustrated to just get only 2 speakers. And I always thought that once in my life I would like so much to go back to that feeling. So I made a promise to myself that since Aero, all my projects will be also available in 5.1, and this is the case for Teo and Tea. We all experience that a moment in life sometimes is linked definitely to a piece of music. And each time you will listen to that song later on, even if the moment can't be there anymore, the emotion remains intact, remains vintage. Okay, Do It Fast is probably one of the shortest songs of the album, and it's tried to evoke all what you can do in the wrong way or being bad that makes you feel good, like driving too fast, like eating junk food, like this idea of an overdose of freedom in a sense. Being naughty boys or naughty girls, and it's in the beginning of a relationship. Sometimes we have that feeling of trying to be to search the quest for the overdose of freedom.
Are you an angel?
Touch to Remember is a mixture between a kind of strings written in a kind of romantic style with a hip-hop scratchy type of beat and a very strange vocal that I did with this old toy called Speak and Spell. It's actually one of the first computers to learn reading, and it's half machine, half human as a sound. So the fact of the idea of Touch to Remember is when you touch somebody you're in love with, suddenly you have your whole memories, your whole existence that comes back to you instantly as well. In the Mood for You is probably one of the most quiet, peaceful track, one of the most moody track, and I tried to evoke something I had in mind for quite a while. The idea that sometimes you can have a real wave for the other one, but for no reason at all.
Teo and Tea.
Teo and Tea 4 AM is the last track of the album, and it's probably the most clubby track, dance floor oriented track. It goes with the idea that after all what you've experienced in life, if you have the right energy, everything can start over again.